Hey, I'm Bielfield, and you're watching Spotlight Report.
So far you've kept yourself a bit of a mystery. So as a way to introduce yourself, could you just tell us a bit about the time you started making music?
The first time I started writing music was when I came to Australia, actually. I didn't know what I was actually going to do for the album. I just knew that I really wanted to do pop. I wanted to do something kind of cool, though, in the pop world. And I started writing with a lot of different guys. And eventually I learned that I could write. I could write lyrics. I could, write melody lines and co-produce things and everything. So it really was because of coming here and coming to Australia and doing all the music that I was able to kind of find that I was good at that.
Was there a reason that you kept sort of your identity kind of a mystery and just being quite an enigma, like up until this point? Was there a reason behind that?
Yeah, look, I released an album that was classical, under my name, Kyle Bielfield and everything, but also this represents something so different than what I had done, and it also could be, seeing the music going forward. It could be a DJ, it could be a band. It's a lot of people that make up all the components of what kind of goes into the music that I'm doing. So for it just to be Kyle Bielfield kind of doesn't represent the thing in its totality. So really it being called Bielfield and that being the concept, and also, look, once you get Bielfield, you remember what it is, right? So, Kyle Bielfield kind of confused the whole thing, is it Kyle, is it this, that. So it's very, concise, Bielfield, and I'm, really proud of my name, that's my name, Bielfield.
Yeah, and coming from an opera and classical background, what drew you to these pop influences that we hear on Frequency?
Well, I've always been a big fan of Mariah Carey. I mean, I think we all grew up in the car, singing along to Hero and all of her, all these hits and whatnot. I mean, look, I love Whitney Houston. I mean, a lot of people haven't noticed that influence in it, but definitely the way that I'm singing in the chorus in it is really that sort of 80s, really strong, really powerful singing. And of course, Prince, Michael Jackson, that's a really big influence in the rest of the songs. So to really go from the bottom of my range to the top had to require using a lot of different people and a lot of different influences in the song. When
did you realize that you could whistle? Was that something that came naturally, or did you kind of have to really work hard to get there?
Yeah, I was doing this song with Louis, and originally I just wanted to write something that had a bigger range, and I just wanted to start from the lower part of my voice. So we started writing that beginning part. I didn't know what I was going to do for the next, and suddenly it kind of came, and I was like, I don't know what to think, but I think supernovas, I don't know, all that. And then I sang the chorus, and we made that, and suddenly I was in the studio. I thought, hey, why don't I just do some whistle tones, right? Why don't I just, try to do it out? I sang them just as a joke, and then Louis said, that's it. That's what we have to put in this track. So really it was just kind of playing around, I used to do it as a kid. I used to do it, if I'd be at a party as a party trick, just to mess around with people, and joke around with them. But now it's become part of my identity, so it's pretty exciting having that happen.
Will we hear more of that on future music?
Yeah. Probably. I mean, the next track, it may or may not have it on it, just because, look, there's a lot more there than just, having a whistle tone. But yeah, I mean, definitely, you'll definitely hear it, in some of the tracks on the album, and, it will be an influence, for sure.
And is Frequency, the sounds, the pop sort of sounds of Frequency, what we can expect an album to perhaps sound like, or will it be more diverse than that? With your
it will be more diverse, yeah. It will be way more diverse. I'm working with, a lot of the music right now is kind of where the 80s left off, kind of going into that whole era, and really trying to get a lot of the fun and the excitement and everything that we love about all those sounds that we love so much and everything, and all the singing that we, that vocal-driven kind of thing. But I think ultimately, going, a little bit further and going into some, R&B and other territories is definitely what I'm exploring now and what you'll hear in all the music moving forward.
And what's one thing you learned from being at Julia that's really influenced your music, the way you make it?
Oh, I don't think I could have written the music if I hadn't gone to Juilliard.
Yeah.
You know, because I wasn't a lyricist or a songwriter, and I think, you know, reading all of these poems from, you know, over the last hundreds of years and translating them and all this stuff, I learned so much about the way that we can look at love and the way that we can look at these emotions in our lives, and, you know, seeing the world from a different perspective to be able to write something that no one's written before. I mean, Juilliard kind of gave me all of these skills that I didn't know at the time, you know, that then once I started doing this project, I was able to start to put them all into play.
Yeah, speaking of songwriting as well, I did read in your bio that you said that you wouldn't pick an Australian songwriter to help you out just because the language is kind of different, so it wouldn't feel natural for you. Do you think you'll eventually, you know, open up to the idea of working with other songwriters, or you'd still prefer?
Oh no, definitely. I mean, and look, I've written some really great songs with Australian songwriters and with lyricists who literally are now asking me if they can go and pitch the songs to this person, that, because they're good songs. You know, I think what it was is that when a certain amount of the lyrics weren't my own, I also felt like it wasn't as natural to me, you know, like somehow it didn't express something that I wanted to express or that I wanted people to understand about me. And so it's not that the songs aren't amazing, it's that sometimes, you know, when you work with people, the song kind of leans more to expressing what they want to express instead of what you want to express. So I think it's more about that. But look, I mean, even this music, you know, was written, you know, with Louis. Like, he helped me so much, you know, with the music, you know, the musical aspects and everything. And it's been interesting. And obviously, living here, you know, I've been here since February. You know, I've been living here, and I'm even saying Australian expressions and all sorts of things. So I mean, definitely, I'm sure that in the music to follow, that my living here is going to start affecting the music and the way that I even sing, you know, in my own music, you know?
Yeah. And do you have a formula when you write? Like, do you write lyrics and melody, or it just whatever's more natural?
I think I try to get a feeling first. I try to get a sense of the type of song that I'm writing, the type of chords, you know, the progression, the era, the this, that, all of that. And then usually I'd like to think that then the melody comes and the words come kind of sometimes simultaneously with the melody, you know? Usually they work hand in hand. And if you start kind of pulling all of that apart, you end up with a song that's very disjointed, and it has, like, you know, a little hook here and, you know, this and that. It doesn't really sound, you know, the way that it wants to. But what's cool about music right now is everything's really lefty. Like, everything's all about, you know, I mean, even pop music is so much more left than it's ever been before. You could hear, you know, an indie track, like, on the radio, and everyone's like, oh, I love that song. Whereas, like, 5 years ago, that would have never been on the radio. So it's kind of awesome to be able to go into a studio, and if I just don't want to have this part of the chorus, I just don't need it, you know, and it's fine, and it's completely, you know, approachable, and everyone doesn't have a problem with that.
Who are some of those artists that you're listening to at the moment, the contemporary ones that sort of inspire you?
Well, probably, like, I mean, look, I've been listening to, like, you know, Fetty Wap, like, I was just talking about this, like, just a little while ago, you know. I mean, I'm definitely, like, trying to listen to more trap music, which was totally going on when I was living in Miami as, like, a kid, you know, so I don't know. It's so funny how, like, you go through life and you don't pay attention to certain musical aspects, then later on they start becoming such a thing. And, you know, I mean, look, probably, like, one of my favorite, you know, Australian artists is, like, you know, Sia, like, for instance, like, who definitely, like, when I was starting this project was, like, such a big inspiration on the music that I was doing, you know, current inspiration, you know, singing these big things, and actually using her voice in really powerful ways, like, with words that, to me, like, really mean something, you know, and actually was expressing something about her. So, yeah, I would say it's pretty varied, the type of music and yeah.
Cool, so we took some fun questions. Let me open them up. So the first one was, if you weren't making music, what would you be doing? Which is hard to imagine, but
yeah.
Try to get there.
I probably would be a veterinarian, honestly. Like, I have really bad allergies, so I don't know how I would swing that. But, I mean, I always loved animals. I always wanted to be a vet. I always wanted to, you know, take care of people's dogs and just stuff like that. I mean, or I'd be a lawyer, maybe. I'd probably maybe be a lawyer. I kind of love arguing with people a little too much.
And where's the strangest place you've heard one of your songs being played?
The strangest place. Well, I guess maybe it's probably friends like Snapchatting me like from the States with like their crazy, you know, like they're in the car and they're like, pick it up, y'all frequency, you know, just screaming like on the thing, and I'm just like, oh, it's so embarrassing, you know, like, let's put that away. But yeah, it's probably the people that are closest to me, you know, listening to it in embarrassing ways.
The last question was, if you could go back in time and write any song, what song would it be and why?
Go back in time and write any song. It's a really good question. I guess it would have to be I Will Always Love You. It's Dolly Parton wrote it. You know, Elvis Presley wanted it originally. He didn't get it actually. And then later, you know, Whitney ended up taking it, you know, as her own. I mean, that's probably like one of the most honest, just beautiful, simple songs. I mean, now we all sing it, you know, half of us sing it in pubs, you know, and karaoke bars, like all, you know, drunk off our buzz, you know, singing this track. But I mean, I really think that it's just so real. It's such a real song, and I feel like if it hadn't been recorded, it hadn't been done, and I wrote that song even today, that it would just, that people would love it and would want to listen to it, you know? It's timeless.